So I cooked some sweet bell peppers today. And instead of just throwing these on the compost or throwing them in the trash, I'm just going to plant this in one of these pots and see if it grows. So I actually have two of them. I got to find the other one. So here's the other one. I got an orange one and I got a yellow one. So let me get a pot. Here's my little workstation. And I already got some rainwater that's been collecting in this bucket. So I'm just going to pour this out. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pour it in here. Okay. So I'm going to move that. And here's my pot I'm going to use for one of them. Ugh. So let's scoop some of this dirt out. Make me a hole. Like I said, I'm going to try this and see if it works. So I'm going to put the yellow one in this red clay pot. And I'm going to cover it up with some dirt. If you've never smelled freshly composted dirt before, let me tell you, it smells like doo-doo. Just in case you were wondering what it smells like. These are grocery store peppers, by the way, in case you didn't know. And I'm going to put it in the ground just like this with the seed thing up. And I'm going to put a little bit more dirt on the top just to cover it. And I don't need to water it. It's already watered. All right. So now we'll just leave this and let it do its thing for the next couple of weeks. We'll see if we get some more pepper plants, some orange and yellow peppers. I also need to prune my pepper plants that I have growing now. And when I say prune, I don't actually mean prune like I did with the tomatoes. I mean cut the tops off. So with peppers, instead of like pruning all these little branches that you see, you just snip the tops off of them. It's called topping. And that is what promotes the plant to grow more plant instead of blossom and produce peppers. So this is a way that you can get your peppers to grow bigger and grow more. If you don't do this, you'll still get peppers, but you won't get as big of a yield. And they may be a little smaller. But anyway, I got my shears. And let me see if I can get this closer. There we go. So what I'm going to do is, you see the top here, I'm just going to cut off these top branches right here. And this I can put in my compost pile, or my compost container that I have. And container gardening is just a really good way to save space. But see, these pepper plants are already starting to produce blossoms, and I don't want them at this moment to produce blossoms. So I'm going to cut that off. That way my peppers will get bigger, and the plant's not focusing its energy on trying to produce fruit right now. It's still focusing its energy on trying to grow more plant. So there we go. I got those done. Now, let me show you the difference. So I planted all of these pepper plants at the same time, but these are chili peppers. So they're a little bit taller than these other ones that I showed you. Those other ones were cayennes. And when I planted these peppers, I planted them deep. I probably planted them in like a 2-inch hole. Well, probably more bigger than that, probably a 3-inch hole. Just to get some of the plant down in there so the plant could grow a strong root system. And so as you see, this plant has grown. It's produced a bunch of these little vines. I'm gonna take this off. This is what I used to stake them out. I just used a stick and then some of these plant clips to stake them. And let me see. So these are already blossoming. And there's some tiny little peppers that are growing on here. So because this plant is already producing fruit, I'm not going to top it. If I top it now, then there's a potential that this plant may die instead of continuing to grow. And or I might stun it and it won't produce anything but just grow plant. So I'm just going to leave it like it is. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to put the clip back on. Oopsie. And stake it out and let it be.